Yo, what's up everybody? It's me, True Star Screamer, and we're here with a very cool G.I. Joe Classified Series review. This is the Cobra Desert Scorpion and Scorpion 25. So, I've been anticipating this one, and as I've said before, we're doing a lot of cool classified reviews. Fun fact, the other day someone actually accused me of being a Hasbro hoe. Seriously, go check out the comments in my previous video for Monkey Wrench. Actually, go check out the video anyway. But anyway, I find it funny because I try to be right down the middle on these guys. But anyway, let's talk toys. We've got here a giant freaking scorpion and the Desert Scorpion Trooper. Got a whole lot of gear here, which is basically, I think it's the Alley Viper stuff here. It's weapons we've seen before. Artwork on the back here, very cool. This guy's supposed to be a troop builder, but honestly, I like him as a singular agent. But we'll talk more about that in the actual review. So let's get this guy out of the box and let's have some fun. Here we have the Desert Scorpion and, well, Scorpion out of the package. He's mostly geared up, and we'll kind of talk about that. There's some things I think are very neat about his design, and some things that just kind of have me on the meh side. I'm not going to immediately say, oh my gosh, you need an army of these guys, even though they're technically supposed to be troop builders, and we'll get into that. But we got the figure of the Desert Scorpion and his giant mutated scorpion buddy. We'll talk about the Scorpion first. The big one, that is. It's pretty neat. This is one of those things that, with a little bit more love, this absolutely could have been knocked out of the park. So right now, I'd say they hit a double with this. You know, it's more than a base hit. Maybe they could steal for third, but this is not a home run. This is not a home run. Sorry, guys. The tail, probably one of the neatest parts. I did not pop it all the way back in. I probably hit that with a hairdryer, so brute strength was not doing it. But you've got a ball joint here, or ball joints all the way up, so you can get yourself all kinds of cool tail whipping action, which is very, very neat. I would not have minded an additional ball joint in the body. I'm going to take that off for right now. I think that would have kind of helped out a little, but I can understand why they didn't do it. The main legs themselves, they are actually segmented pretty well. You've got ball joint here and a ball joint on the main leg. They don't stretch out completely, but you can set yourself up with some decent, a decent leg spread per se. I don't think it needed this joint up in here, but it's kind of cool they did it. I would think maybe wouldn't have minded them just having them static out in a position that the Scorpion could actually hold its body up, because I don't think it can really hold his legs, the weight of his legs. The claws, this is where things, if it just had a little bit more love to it. I mean, the claw itself is on a ball joint, and the claw does open and close. Cool. The base is on a ball joint. I really think if they had put a ball joint here at the midpoint of the claw, that would have been able to do the perfect thing. Because then I could actually have the claws reach out, have more of a straightforward reach to it, lift up a little bit, just a little bit more dynamic. So I would have given up the two-piece legs here, and have actually had another piece on the claw. And I think that really would have set this guy up until the higher echelon level. The paint, really good gradients on here, won't deny that. Really nice texturing. I like the fact of the body, how the pink muscle here. It's good. It's a nice display piece, but it could have been that much better. Scale's also a little on the large side, to be honest. The original toy was much smaller of an accessory, scale-wise, but I could still find some uses for this. I think this would look really cool with some Savage Crucible figures. I can actually have those fighting this, almost like a kind of a Clash of the Titans-esque type of battle. But again, this could have been just that much better. Again, it's not bad. Cool for the background. Now the Scorpion himself, the Desert Scorpion figure himself. Oh, we're going to talk about this. This is something that bugs me. Gee, the coloring. I wonder what this could possibly have influenced this. I have no idea, our hero said sarcastically. So yeah, I like this guy because I love Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. So it was a must-buy for me anyway. Which, they did a good job. The mask, the shin plates, the coloring. Cool. Weapons. The claws are really well done. I have to say, I love these claws. They fit over the hand perfectly. A lot better than, say, the claws that were on Raptor, for example. So this is really, really well done. I would not have minded, though, the blades being painted silver. He gets 2 of these, by the way. Grenades on the bandolier, no loose grenades. Everything else, we'll talk about this. I'm just going to toss that off to the side, and we'll toss that off to the side. As you can see, this is not a flawless figure, by far. No flawless victory here. Tattoo, Cobra tattoo on the arm, nice. I really like this gun. I can't remember where I've seen it before, but I do like it. I like the fact that, again, how the clip is off to the side, works well on his hand. He holds it well, it's not super gummy, and I could put an effect in there. I would have really, really liked some more paint on this. I think that would have set that off. Especially after me talking about Buzzer. This kind of is, feels like a step back, to be honest. Not Buzzer, Monkey Wrench, I apologize. But it feels like a step back, weapons-wise. He has 2 knives. One on the back holster, one on a leg holster. That honestly seems kind of redundant. I would think I absolutely would have preferred a pistol, or even a holster for this gun to go onto. So that way you can have a place for this, and then still have his knife back there. He does not need 2 knives. Plus, both these knives are for only one hand to grab, either from the back or from the hip. Tactically, that doesn't make any sense. You'd want him to drop his gun and draw 2 knives at once. He can't. Again, I like these claws. I would have liked some more paint on those. He also has... I think the Alley Viper came with these. Keep on forgetting about that. And that's probably where this gun came from as well. I never did open the Alley Viper. I admit it completely. We also have the grappling gun. Can't get that excited on that one. So we got your harpoon here, which works so well in the desert. Go figure. Again, would have wanted some more painting, and there is no weapon storage for either of these guns on this backpack. This backpack is interesting. It's got almost like this scope, or I don't know if this is supposed to be a weapon, like a la the Predator, which is interesting. It holds his spear. So this is definitely a rigid spear. This is not like, which is definitely semi of an homage to Scorpion, I guess. But it works like a walking stick. You can poke and prod and stab at things that would attack him in the desert. Again, I like this scope thing on the back. It's pretty neat. Gas canisters on there. And then, so you got the hose here, which there's like barely a stub in the backpack for this to plug into. And then this part, goes into the helmet right here. This is where things get really annoying, because the way this cape seems to be designed, the only way to wear the cape and put the backpack in here is I gotta pull this all the way down, which then pulls this right up to his neck. Can't push it off to the side like an off-the-shoulder look to it. It just doesn't look right. But when I have the backpack in here, the fabric is putting tension on the backpack. It makes it easy for it to pop out. So you can see here, literally I just gotta almost stretch it down a little just so I can expose the hole for it to get the backpack to peg in, which is semi-decent. And then this thing, like I said, barely has any grip to hold that on there. And then we, again, plug that into the side of the head. And I don't know if that's supposed to be feeding moisture into it, or... See? This popped right back out. This is doing real time, right here. I'm not defending this design by far. So, what else? Oh yeah, he also though has a secondary face. So the faceplate pops off. I actually really like how this gimmick works. And we have a secondary face that goes on here. And that looks actually really, really cool. So I do like this faceplate, and it looks pretty decent on here. Body, like I said, I like how the paint's done. I really like the brown wash going in between the grooves, making it look like he has been well in the desert. It's all kind of roughed up. But yeah, it's just feels haphazard. Finally, I can't. Well, I can put the spear back here. There is no place for the rest of these weapons, and you know I love my weapon storage. This is a neat set, I will say, but I am not going to go and say that this is the troop builder of the year, because it's not. The whole thing with the Desert Scorpion is this is where Vipers who are washing out go to be punished, and this is your last chance. You do the Viper thing, you fail out of the Viper thing, you become a Desert Scorpion for a bit, and you get promoted back up, or you end up becoming what's called a Toxic Viper and basically mutate. So, the design is neat. I love the Mortal Kombat homage, absolutely. The fact that this stupid hose keeps popping out of the back annoys the crap out of me, to be honest. The Scorpion is neat, but it could have been that much better, and of course it drives the price of this up. This is a deluxe. This was like $45 because I get these two things. This is nowhere near as satisfying as Junkyard and Mutt, like Law and Order, or even Naugahyde and his evil Timon and Pumbaa, per se. It's cool. If this never came out, I'd been fine. That's an easy way of putting it. As far as the figure goes, it's serviceable. The soft goods are nice. I think most of the weapons are cool. The double knives, like I said, are redundant. I don't think it needs that in the design. The Alley Viper weapons are cool. Yeah, I did verify that. Especially, again, I love these claws, but they could have used a lot more paint. Grapple hook is useless. I mean, it's the desert. Where are you going to be? You're not going to be climbing up mountains in the desert. So that's really kind of stupid, to be honest. And he definitely could have used a sidearm, like a pistol, and a holster for that. So, design-wise, yeah. Execution-wise, alright. It's a good release. It's not my favorite. This is nowhere near top 5, but it's cool. I have it, but again, it's just like I said. If this never came out, I would have been able to get on with my life. I've handled much cooler figures this year. This is not one of them. But those are my thoughts. Put your comments down below. Am I being, of course, too harsh? Am I being too critical? Am I not being critical enough? I love getting feedback from you guys. If what's his name, who accused me of being a Hasbro hoe, comes back there, hopefully this will let you know. I try to judge these guys right down the middle. And I've got other videos that talk about are like that as well. But speaking of other videos, feel free to check some of them out. I got more cool stuff. As you guys know, Hasbro just dropped stuff off, dropped stuff off, and dropped stuff off. So I got more classified reviews coming. I still have to get that Wukong video out for you guys, but it's such a cool figure, but man, it's intimidating. And hopefully one day Mezco will ship me my Nightwing. We'll see how that goes. But as always, until next time, my friends, take care. Peace.